see if I can. Is this mine? Yeah, but I don't want that. Switch off that to this. There we go. Go to that. Are we live? No thanks.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I was going to share. There's what I was looking for. Copy. Oh, go. Oh, it didn't. Did it not post? No, there it is. Okay. Now let me come back. There's Zoom. Could figure out where the heck it was. All right, I'll hit record and let's put the captions on. View immersive at ringside. There we go. We'll be a little bigger. All right, and now I can hit record. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Attitude Era Wrestling Review Podcast, where tonight, oh lordy be, we're going to be reviewing some of the absolute, I'm burying the lead here, but I don't care. The worst Nitro I've ever seen. And I think we've got something that has never happened before on this podcast. I think I may have done it once before. I don't think Arnold's ever done it. Neither one of us can make it through this episode.
Nope.
Without, yeah. So one of us made it a little farther than the other. We'll see who that is. But one of us turned it off with about an hour to go and went, no, I can't. I physically know I'm supposed to do this, but I can't. It is that bad.
Yeah.
There was one decent match. It was the first one. Arnold probably liked another one a little more than I did, but this is we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't know why I'm starting a review and I haven't even introduced the shit. I, of course, am your 3-time 1-2-3 armchair booker of the year. And it's almost time for number 4. We're getting close. It's nomination season. So if you'd like to nominate me for your armchair booker of the year, you can go to www.madeup website for madeupawards.org and nominate me. Just search under doesn't exist award and you'll find it there. And of course, I am joined by, as always, my tag team partner, the beautiful, the gorgeous, the man with the velvet vocal cords. Hey, I just realized you're back on camera this week.
Yeah.
Yay. I get to see. Woo, it's been like forever since I've seen your sexy face, but that's right. The man with the velvet vocal cords. That is Arnold. Arnold, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. A little tired. Honestly, could take a nap. Might open this up again, and this probably work better than Zeke will watching this Nitro.
Let's say this will put you to sleep. I will say that. I I don't think I fell asleep through it like right off the bat. Like I was getting drowsy, like I could feel my head falling, but it's not like one of those where I woke up and was 3 matches ahead, or like I did last week and was in the middle of this one when I woke up and had to go back. But yeah, this was crap.
Big time.
Okay, folks, we normally say, please follow along with us. Do not watch this. This is get off my screen level from top to bottom. But of course, what are we talking about? Of course, we're still doing Nitro only because we have no way to watch all the Raws, which totally sucks.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is what it is. So I usually say I like Nitro better, but no. And this is the December 22nd, 1997. This is the go home for Starrcade, your biggest show of the year, their WrestleMania. And it's this bad. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Arnold, we always do this. I'm going to just skip it and go right to the beginning. I am not buying this pay-per-view based off this show.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I'm going to anyway based off like all the other ones. But if it was just this show, God, no. No.
Like, nah,
I
save
wouldn't
that money.
split it. Wouldn't go to that college kids fake Nitro party that was obviously staged. Did people actually believe that those were real when they showed those? Okay. Nowadays that we look back on, does anybody think those are real?
Fair point. No. You can't convince me otherwise.
Okay, something weird is going on. And I don't know why. What it is. Okay. I'm looking at us on Zoom on my TV. I've also got our YouTube channel pulled up on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
From where me and you are sitting right now, your head is above mine.
Really?
On YouTube, I can't see your eyes. All I see is the top of your hair.
I'm looking at it right now.
So I don't know why it's different on YouTube. I'm fine. You're just Streaky McStrinkerson down there. So maybe I'll move us both up here for weird reasons. So maybe we can see us both.
All right, there we go.
That's better. What happens if I move myself back? I don't guess I move. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, now I'm back up. I don't know. All right. So anyway, those watching on YouTube, that's pretty weird. All right, now you're just a lot bigger than me. So I don't know what's going on. I wonder if that's always been like that or
maybe
that's good enough there. All right. So yeah, December 22nd, 1997, Nitro from good old Macon, Georgia. Oh God. Arnold, I don't want to do this. Let's just call it a night. You know what, folks? Good night. No. Nope, that's what we're here for. This is what we do. We open up with Shivani, Tanay, and Zabisco on commentary. Don't. Anywho, we open up by starting with the replay of last week's ending with DDP calling out Kurt Hennig, whatever. And I wrote, "This is to go home for Starcade." Yes, it was. And I wanted to go home. I wanted them all to go home fast. Uh, we get a paid for advertisement by the NWO, which is basically just an Eric Bischoff promo. And oh my God, this was the cat. This should have just told me what was coming, because did Kevin Dunn do this? Because I counted them. There was 369,782 cuts in that 4-minute video.
Yeah, it was. I just got
It
to a
had,
point. I just write down NWO vignette and move on in my notes anymore. I was
well,
like,
normally I don't even talk about them really. I'll just say what it is, but that had to be a 20 camera setup, because you just got every angle, and it was him talking, and it would just shift and cut angle to angle, angle, up, down, left, right, upside down, in, just cut after cut. It was like we're trying to watch a modern day WWF match. I can't. That's one reason I can't watch anything modern, is because just every 5 seconds, cut, switch camera, switch camera, switch camera. That's what's so refreshing about this old stuff. It's, you actually can watch it.
right.
It's like the other day, I can't watch baseball anymore. It, for one reason and one reason only, that stupid imaginary box. There's the quote unquote strike zone on baseball. That's not real. And every time that little pretend ball that the computer tracks misses it, oh, it's a ball. They missed that call. They called that a strike. Well, if you look, the ball's coming from right to left or left to right, whatever. That's a sweeping. All it has to do is barely touch the plate, front or back of it, doesn't matter.
Right.
So I hate that stupid box. And my daughter with the other night was once, she's really big into the Savannah Bananas. So I was watching a game with them, and I was watching probably 3 or 4 innings. I'm like, something's different. I'm actually enjoying. There's no box. It's so different just watching it with that stupid imaginary box is gone. You don't think about that strike zone. Calls it a strike. Oh, okay, it's a strike.
That's how it should be. Because I mean, obviously, perception's everything. And I don't watch a lot of baseball, but I mean, even with something like that, especially around postseason, I feel like that is a difference in a game. It's like, all right,
I don't.
we got Bobby as an umpire, so it's like, oh, that's a ball. Wait, that was a strike. You kind of you get rid of that with robots or AI or however they're doing it.
Yeah, get all that out. Just let it, humans. If we're gonna have robot umpires, screw it. Be like that old video game I used to have. Have robot baseball players. Screw it.
Might as well.
Or I don't like the new NFL has that virtual ball where it shows you, is it a first down? Nope. I like, somebody sent a meme the other day, said, I can't wait to be watching football and watch my team lose by a single pixel.
Right. Amen
Yeah.
to that.
Don't need it. Don't want it. Get rid of it. Just let human beings play baseball or football, whatever. And are we a sporting podcast? No, but we're going to do everything in our power not to talk about this crap of a show. All right, well, let's talk about something that actually was good. And that is Fit Finley versus Eddie Guerrero. This, I've not seen a lot of Fit Finley, I will admit. That stupid single shoulder pad thing is, I don't get it. Maybe it's an Irish thing, so I'll give him that. I don't know, but I don't like it. In the ring, he's okay. He's not lighting the world up, but not too bad here. I do love the finish of this. I don't know why it happened, because going into Starcade, and we've got what, Eddie versus Dean for the cruiserweight title.
Yep.
To me, this should have just been a Guerrero squash or just an easy win. But no, it is a good back. I mean, it is 50-50 back and forth. Like Finley was in this the entire time to the point where he hits a superplex, goes to the pile driver. Eddie says that and powders and takes his, I wouldn't even say takes his belt, leaves it and goes home. At least walk back and grab your belt, buddy. But still, I don't like the booking. I don't get it. If you're going to do this 3 weeks ago to set up a feud between Guerrero and Finley, maybe, because now Finley could say, "Oh, you chump, you didn't let me beat you." But the go home to Starcade, I don't like it. Doesn't make sense.
Right.
But between the ropes, it was solid. It was good. It was entertaining. I gave it a B plus.
There you go. Honestly, yeah, like this was one, the match itself, I enjoyed the match. Like I said, it was back and forth. Okay. Um, could have used some better selling from Finley, but what do I know? I'm a mark. Um, I'm with you on the booking. Uh, I guess the finish makes sense. No one went over necessarily, but Guerrero has a title match in less than 7 days. So it's like, why waste the energy here in terms of the booking? And that just kind of threw me off. So I ended up giving this one a B minus. Like it was, the match itself was decent. Like I'm with you. Wasn't really a fan of the booking. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, a week before Starcade, and we're having a count out because he quit. All I can say is Malenko better win, because if you're doing this with your champion, sorry, I think I cut for a minute. What'd you say you gave it?
Oh, I gave it a B minus.
Okay, so we're close. Nothing. Then we have a promo. That was my impersonation of the giant. That was my impersonation of Scott Hall impersonating the giant. Yeah. He said some things. He's a giant. Kevin Nash is a giant, but he says he's really the only giant because he's over 7 foot tall. That was all I got out of it. I don't care. He's not good at promos yet. I'm not sure that he ever really does, other than just, but whatever. Do you have any thoughts on it?
Not really.
No. All right. So then we have. Here's how I was really tired because I watched this over a couple of days. Here's how I was. I watched this Monday after I got home from a long day of work. I wrote Haku. Oh, wait. Never mind. Mark that out. Ming with Jimmy Hart versus Mongo. Now, I lied earlier. There was 2 good matches in this show. And when Mongo McMichael is in one of your good matches, that'll tell you just how absolute crappy this show is. So we have Mongo, of course, is in control early because that's how it rolls. Ming then has a good comeback, hits a pile driver for a 2 count. Then he hits a frog splash out of nowhere. When did Ming add a frog splash to his repertoire? First off, he went to the top rope, and I'm like, oh, crap. Why is he going up there? I thought it was going to be the old, the guy who doesn't normally go to the top rope goes up there and gets chucked off. Mongo gets the win. So no. Haku slash Ming up there doing frog splashes after Eddie Guerrero says screw it and leaves. So I don't know. Um, hits it too. Pretty nice one.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, pulls him up. Nope, we're not going to win like that. We're going to make an example out of him. So then Jimmy Hart misses a chair shot. Then Mongo's like, all right, you want to use chairs? We'll use chairs. Grabs a wooden one for some reason, wraps that around Ming's head. Nope, he just he just laughs. Grabs the metal chair. Did you notice what Mongo did with the metal chair?
Not off rip.
He held it backward.
Oh.
Like, he didn't hit him with the flat part of the chair. He hit him with the bottom, like underneath. With there's a lip. You don't want to like be swinging that at people. Yeah, he had the chair backward. Good thing he didn't actually hit him that hard. Again, no sell by Ming. Of course, then he hits a tombstone. 1, 2, 3. Mongo wins. You're getting hit with 2 chairs and a tombstone. And did you notice it was 1, 2, 3 kick? Like he kicked out right after 3. So I don't know. I guess Mongo just wanted to stay invincible.
I guess.
I don't like the booking of pulling him up at 2. If you want to put Mongo over, just put him over. Do the chair spots to save Ming, but I don't like the pulling him up. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not something I think Ming would normally do. He just beat the hell out of you and pin you.
Right.
Now, if you had like Jimmy Hart screaming, stop, 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 and it's all him, then you've got some story you could tell because Ming's pissed that Jimmy called that, and you can have a riff there. But I don't want that riff. I want them to go on for a while. But Mongo having a good match. Who knew? I gave it a B. It was one of the better Mongo matches I've seen. Still need to stop with the 4 horsemen stuff. They're long dead and gone. Okay, not really. They're not dead and gone. But did you see Paul Heyman's promo yesterday or Monday? He was I don't know. He was cutting a promo on like, I mean, for Seth Rollins' little group, the Foot Locker Brigade on Jay. I think it was Jay or Jimmy Uso, whatever one's the single guy that has like they're trying to push him to a main event and nobody cares. But he was cutting it on him, and he starts bringing because they're in Philly, and he said, "Oh, something about the master inventor Sabu, who was doing moves that you've never seen." Who's another Sandman crushing a beer can against his head, and he goes, and then the late great Tommy Dreamer, and somebody goes, he ain't dead. Is he? He's not dead, but he should be. And then Braun Breaker goes, is Tommy dead? Or that's what it is. He goes, the late great Tommy Dreamer, and Braun Breaker goes over and goes, is Tommy dead? And Paul goes, no, but he should be. And after Dreamer's whole comments on that Dark Side of the Ring Flight from Hell episode, yeah, Dreamer's a piece of crap. So he can go the way of the dodo for all I care. But yeah. So next week on Raw, we're going to have Dreamer's Got a Gun. So we'll see. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I gave this a B. One of the better Mongo matches. I don't know how we got off on what I said that or one of us said to get off on that. But yeah, Mongo with a B. What'd you think?
Uh, Personally, I feel like Ming carried this match. Like, I don't know if it was just the way I was looking at the match. I don't know. But it just, I don't know, something felt off to me about Mongo in this one. Like, not anything necessarily bad. It was just, he seemed sluggish ish. I don't know. Like, that's whenever you asked about Ming doing the frog splash, that made me kind of think about that. I was like, I wonder if he did that to get a pop from the crowd. But because at first I'm sitting there thinking, all right, Ming, Mongo, big man, this will be like 2 minutes tops. They'll like knock each other out or something. The finish to this one was weird. Um, but it just, I don't know. It just looked to me all in all like Mongo just looked kind of lost. And I don't know if it was, I don't know, maybe it was the air and making that night or something. I don't know. Like, I might have been in a bad mood here or something. I ended up giving this one a D, I'll be honest.
Gotcha. So we're wait, you gave it a what? A D.
D is in dog.
Oh, I think you said B, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we're pretty far off on that one. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was hoping something would be good because I knew what was coming. Oh, anyway, it is what it is. There'll be more D's later. Trust me.
Pause.
Why did I bury my head? There we go. Um. All right. So then we get me Gene with DDP, who says he loves Christmas, and that's a shoot, buddy. Did you catch that when he said that?
I did.
I'm like, okay, 1997. Not a lot of people know what a shoot is. So anyway, proceeds to cut a promo on Kurt Hennig. I've heard it before. Yeah, blah 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 blah. He's better. He's gonna whip him. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Ric Flair. I've done it before by my yoga. Blah blah blah. Whatever. He was. Yes, he was peddling his yoga that he hadn't invented yet in 1997. That's how good he was. Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
um, it was funny. Yeah, it was like, yeah, this is a shoot, and I love Christmas. Like, okay, we'll get behind that. This is pretty awesome. That was really about all I got from that.
All right, we'll move on. Arnold, I'm going to turn my mic off. Go to town.
All right. So, you guys remember that Lucha tag team match? Well, both teams added another dude this time. So we got my man La Parka, the chairman of the WCW, Psychosis, and Silver King. I haven't seen him in a while. Taking on Hector Garza. I haven't seen him in a minute either. Rey Mysterio and Hoovy. And the flock makes their way to ringside. And did you happen to catch that I can't remember what the move was, but Hoovy botched him another one. And it looked like a pretty gnarly botch.
How can you? No, I didn't. I will give my thoughts in a minute on things. I don't
Fair
want
enough. Psychosis ends up trying to meld his shoulder with the ring post. And finally see Rey Mysterio in here. And he decides to send Psychosis out to the ring and also sends La Parka into Silver King. Collision of the highest degree. La Parka pops back in, but misses a backsplash. So everybody else is like, you know what? I'm going to try this. So basically, all of them just try to belly flop onto the mat. It was kind of weird, but funny. Ray hits Silver King with a crossbody out to the floor. Hoovy dives on Psychosis and gets a chair for his troubles. And Garza hits his corkscrew plancha. Love that move. Reverse Hurricane Rana by Ray. And 1, 2, 3. Rey Mysterio's team wins by pinfall. And looks like Ray might have hurt his knee in this one. He was limping around after, I think it was a Hurricane Rana, actually. Excuse me. And I ended up giving this one a B plus. Like, this was very clearly a gimmick match, but they're just fun to watch. And reverse corkscrew plancha or corkscrew plancha. Trying to read my notes.
Yeah, you like those. It is a cool move. I'm not gonna lie. It is. All right. So this one, Lucha Rules. Here's my notes. Lucha Rules. Oh, great. The flock is here. This team wins. Rey Mysterio Jr. Hurry pin. How in God's world was I supposed to write anything down when they're going 168,000 miles an hour? What'd you rate? What'd you give this one?
I gave it a B plus.
I rated this a GYSI. You know what that stands for?
I do not.
This was and everybody got a GYSI. This because everybody was just get yours in. Get in the ring, do as many moves as you can, as quick as you can in 8 minutes, pin, go to the house. I know this is like the Mexican lucha trios, whatever style. I love two cruiserweights going one-on-one. I cannot stand it when they get this many in there because nobody sells anything. Nothing makes any kind of sense. There's zero zip squatch storytelling. It's just me. I know it's me. It's me. It's my personal bias. I don't like it. I don't understand it. It's just everybody doing moves for moves' sake. And it's half the reason I hate AEW.
Can't argue with that.
But, yep. So I rated that a GYSI. All right. All right, Arnold. I know you took that one, but the next match, I'm like, oh, great. Chris Benoit. I have a versus Hammer. I gave it an F and hit fast forward. What happened? Hold on. I fast forwarded this so far, I didn't even see like any of it. I just went to like the next bunch of stuff, which we'll get to in a minute. Let me guess. He easily beats Hammer, and then the flock jumps him, and Perry Saturn puts him in the rings of Saturn.
This was actually a DQ finish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they jumped him before the finish.
Yeah, that's all I wrote down.
Okay.
My notes were Psy F. I'm done with this mess.
So you gave it an F?
It's got an F.
All right, got an F for me. Fast forward. I'm done until I see. This is beyond. It's been over a month. Every episode, the same thing. This isn't long-term storytelling. This is I'm going to put you to sleep every week because you know exactly what's going to happen. Something like that. Mm-hmm. We need a swerve, bro. Anywho, all right. So that's the good part of the show. That's the end of WCW Monday Nitro because we spend the next 15 freaking minutes watching the NWO Goon Squad walk around asking all the production people, hey, are you NWO? Well, they all have to say yes or the show doesn't go on. So this was the stupidest thing I believe we've ever seen. I understand what they're trying to go for. It took way, way too long.
Make it make sense.
They changed some signs. They ask a bunch of the crew members, like the cameraman and the truck, "Are you NWO?" And they have to say yes. Then they get a free T-shirt. Somebody, oh wait, no, that wasn't it. That was something else I was watching. Uh, this took forever. This was like 15 minutes of your show. And my note that I'm gonna read here says, if you're going to have a 3-hour show, make sure you have 3 hours worth of programming and not this crap.
Pretty much.
And then it gets so much better, Arnold, because the Goon Squad leaves. And Eric Bischoff comes out and says, all the NWO to come out, so they all come out. Why didn't you just have the Goon Squad stay in the ring and bring out the A team? So now we get Bischoff for the next 5 minutes, kayfabe filleting Hogan. This is so bad, folks. I mean, this was so boring. I know where I'm trying to make it sound interesting. It's not. So Bischoff tells Hogan, "You're the greatest ever, yada, yada, yada. We got you a present." And then we wait. And then we wait some more. And then when you think you're done waiting, we can hear it running in the back. It took 2 minutes from after he said, "We got you something," for the guy to get the motorcycle started and drive it to the ring. Then, instead of having 2 people who could drive motorcycles, we had to talk a little bit and wait for that guy to walk to the back because, wait a minute, there's another motorcycle coming down. That's right. He gets him 2 motorcycles. And if that's not boring enough, and we have to wait a little longer, now there's an NWO stretch limo with a heart-shaped jacuzzi in the back with what I can only assume is 2 ladies of the night sitting on the back of it. Oh my God. This whole thing was 25 minutes from top to bottom of nothing, of absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it was. Oh my goodness. Like you could hear the crowd get audibly restless.
I was waiting for if this would have been nowadays, modern times, you'd have got either boring or "this is stupid." This is stupid.
Especially considering they were in Philly on Monday. They had to burn that arena to the ground.
Oh yeah. Nothing in the ring. No storyline being driven here. Just Eric Bischoff telling Hogan how great he is, and then asking some camera people, "Are you NWO?" So stupid, so boring. Did not need to be here.
You know, it's interesting that they had a lot of this stuff made already that they put up on the sets, considering this was a hostile takeover.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're taking over, but we got all this metal stuff made.
This was so bad. I graded it just so I could have the satisfaction of writing the letter F beside of it.
I wish I'd have thought of that.
I cannot emphasize how dumb this whole segment was. It was slow. It was boring. I mean, this was every Gwyneth Paltrow movie ever made. Awful. Anywho, so then in the back, so the NWO is running the show now. Commentary is gone. It's Bischoff, Rude, and Nash. Um, Buff Bagwell attempted to spray paint the mat with NWO on it. So let me get this straight. We can spend the money for big metal signs and banners, and here in a minute 684,000 pieces of paper to be dropped from the ceiling, but we can't bring out the old NWO mat and roll it out in the middle of the show because they had one it sold out, didn't they?
I believe so. Yeah.
We can't get a mat that says NWO. We have to go spray paint the gray one. This whole segment just so dumb.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could sit when I was sitting there was my justification is there must be a hostage situation in the back and somebody's got all the talent at gunpoint, won't let them come out. So they're improvising. And even then it would still be stupid. All right. So we go to the back. Or do you have any words on that whole crap?
No, not really. Well, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. That was just,
I
it
wish
was too
somebody
long
hit
and
me with
drawn
the
out.
hammer.
Yeah.
Somebody hit me with the hammer and knocked me out. All right. So we come back. We're in the back. And good old James J. Dillon tells Rick Steiner and Ted DiBiase that they're in no means under contract for the NWO. They don't have to go out and all this horse bucky. But of course, the dog faced gremlin says he will because by God, he's a baby face and he's going to go out against all odds because he's facing Scott Norton after Norton dropped him on his head last week. Got a rematch. Yada yada yada, back and forth. Steiner goes to go to the top rope. La Viva La Racha or whatever comes in. I can't remember what he says. Conan comes in and DQ, but by God, Scott Steiner and Ray Traylor make the save. It was short. It was pointless. It was dumb. Dumb starts with a what?
Is it a D?
That's right. I gave it a D. Oh my God, it was bad. D. I'm not talking about it anymore.
It's downright disrespectful. Which, surprisingly enough, starts with a D, just like the finish. DQ. I also gave it a D. This. Why are we here? This guy dropped me on my head last week, so now I got to get my rubber match.
That's all I can figure out.
That's what I thought. It was just boring, and the superplex botch looked really dangerous. I don't care if you've been in the ring 30 years. I'm not going to let you hit a belly to belly on me off the top rope. Ain't no way. Too much can go wrong way too quick.
I thought he landed a little far on his shoulder, but okay. Why? Just why did this have to exist? Not this match, this show. They would have been better off tune into Nitro at 8:00 and go, sorry, no, and just shown I Love Lucy reruns. I would have been so happy. So incredibly happy. But you know what? You know what does make me happy?
What's that?
The next match, because we have my favorite I've lost to a woman on pay-per-view wrestler. That's right. We get Disco Idiot, who now has got a U.S. title shot versus Kurt Hennig. This was 90-10 all Hennig, never in doubt. This is what the match earlier between Mongo and, or no, who was it? Eddie and Finley should have been. Disco gets a really short comeback. Immediately, Kurt hits the perfect plex. 1, 2, 3. Hennig wins. Disco, who cares? Choke on a pretzel, Glenn. Again, why is Kurt putting up his belt 6 days before the pay per view? Nobody in that ring thought Disco Idiot had a chance. D. And that's being fair. These last two D's have been very generous. That's what she said.
I also gave it a D. Like, there was just a lot. Like, the match itself, I'm with you. It was never in doubt. But it's just the booking. Like, was Brad Armstrong off tonight? Or Hugh Morris? Just like somebody. Like,
Somebody can come
Hennig,
in and beat the crap out of Disco.
yeah, Hennig has a match at Starcade. I mean, I don't know if Disco does or not. Quite frankly, don't care. But I mean, they could have done something to I mean, hell, they could have put either, I mean, not even really Hennig's belt. Just have him just be like, hey, I'm gonna come out here and rebut what DDP said, and I got a present for him. It's the Hennigplex or whatever he wants to call that now. But like, I don't know, like champion versus champion on a random Monday night just seems weird booking wise. And to put the US title belt on the line before Starcade.
Yep. I can't explain it. I don't know. Nobody in their right mind thought that that was a swerve that was going to happen tonight.
Right. And my thing is, no matter how you feel about Disco, this does nothing for him or the TV title. Like, this does nothing.
Oh, he has a TV title? That's a thing still? Oh,
That quick. That belt got buried that quick.
yep.
Like that.
Move on. Bobby Heenan comes down and begs Bischoff for a job because he loves commentating so much.
Weasel.
And he's about to say he weasels like a weasel will weasel and starts commentating. Takes Kevin Nash's spot. So thank God. I do like that he called Eric Bischoff the Donald Trump of wrestling, which would explain why WCW's out of business.
Heyo.
Oh, hey, if you don't like that joke, I don't care either side of the out. That's funny. Um, yeah. So, so Bobby Heenan takes over on commentary from Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash said, I'm going to go see a man about a horse. Apparently, a horse is a name for cocaine now.
White horse.
I don't know. Yeah, it must be a long streak of white horse. Yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding, Kevin. I'm sure you never did anything bad backstage. All right, Arnold. We'll move on from that because I just want to move on because this show's garbage. All right. So here's my notes on the next match. It says Harlem Heat versus Lodi and Scotty Riggs. That's all I wrote. I saw this, and it's as we told you beginning. One of us made it a little farther than the other one. Arnold made it farther than me. This is where I went. Nope, I'm done. When I'm supposed to see the number one contender, pretty much for the tag titles, versus Lodi and Scotty Riggs. I'm done. I can't watch this anymore. It's like somebody went, you know what? Let's book this show to see how many people we can piss off and turn to the other channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is way worse than Shivani ever saying, well, that'll put butts in seats and 13 million or 3 million people change the channel. This is just, I want to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I'm sorry, folks. I know I'm supposed to watch this and review it. But if I would have finished this show, I would have went up to my 30-foot roof and just swan dived onto my pavement. I couldn't have. I'd rather sandpaper the asshole of an alligator in a phone booth than try to watch this. It's ridiculous. I know we've been saying all show this is bad. This is really, really, really bad. And this is the go home show for Nitro. This is supposed to get me pumped for the biggest show of the year. All this made me want to do is to never watch this again.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Look, Drew's
right.
yawning just thinking about it.
I am. Yep. Well, Arnold, what happened? Because I have no idea.
Well, you could hear a pin drop in the arena. Because wow. I mean, then again, the crowd saw the same thing we've been watching up to this point. Crowd's dead. This was little more than a glorified squash. And even then, it wasn't even really glorified. It was just your everyday garden variety squash. But this squash went on for 10 freaking minutes. This was a 10-minute slog of a squash. Like, if you saw the competitors,
I gotta ask a question because the booking has been so bad on this. Who squashed who?
You know, that's a valid question. Harlem Heat went over.
Okay, at least there's some sanity left in the world.
Harlem Heat went over, and Harlem Heat is not even. If I recall, they're not even on the card next week, or was it next Sunday for Starrcade? It was that they're not on the card. So it's like, okay. So even if y'all want to have this match, just do it there. Let them get over, quick squash, get them in and out, and then do your card. You do that on Starrcade. Like, yeah, number one contenders, raise the roof. Cool. You know, whoever wins this tag team title match, we got them. Cool. But why are we going against the tag team who are just two dudes? Basically. Like, they're a part of a faction, but they don't have like a tag team name. You know, so it's like obviously these guys are probably not going to win. And y'all made me sit here and watch this for 10 minutes. But I did give it a C minus because at least Stevie Ray and Booker T tried to get the crowd back into it. I will give them props for that. Shout out Harlem Heat. It was just
okay. Sound
the booking.
The crowd. I mean, they were so busy cheering during that decorating session. where the NWO had to feng shui the set that they had nothing left.
Mm-mm.
Or counterpoint, this show is so crappy. There was just nothing to cheer. I'm going with option B. All right,
Probably
Arnold,
B.
what's next? Because I didn't even
Next,
turn it back on.
next is the co-main event of the evening and the final match I was able to stomach. Co-main event. Keep that in mind, folks. The Lionheart, Chris Jericho, taking on a man who has called himself the real total package, Buff the Stuff Bagwell. Co-main
Okay,
event, folks.
on paper, this should be okay.
Yes. Oh, let's see. I'm going to try to read my notes here. So Jericho starts this one off quick, fast, and in a hurry. Knocks Buff down to the floor. Jericho then eats a fist, goes flying into the barricade. Commercial break in the middle of the match. Co-main event, folks. Let's keep that in mind.
Did they at least
And
hit their timing spot where it was a some kind of rest spot?
yes, and we're back. Working hold by Bagwell in the middle of the ring. Exactly. Jericho gets a near fall after a crossbody. Buff goes for a pin, but Jericho's feet were on the ropes. Cool. There's some drop kicks galore by Jericho. Near fall for Jericho after a power slam. Eye poke and a right hand from Bagwell. And apparently, at some point in this match, Heenan gives Mike Tenay some pointers about being on commentary with the NWO. That was the highlight of the match for me. It was really funny. Just Bobby Heenan being Bobby Heenan. And Buff did something from the top rope. I couldn't even tell you what it was, but he ended up winning by pinfall. Co-main event, folks.
I'm so excited. I was nodding off.
That was the co-main event of the night, and I gave it a D. Because what the hell is this booking? No disrespect to either guy,
Understand
but
if
this
you're
is not a co-main event for a go-home show.
if you're gonna book this match, Buff's gonna win. He's got his match with Luger coming up. Give Jericho a couple things, then pin him. That's it. That's all you need. 6 minutes stops. All right. So then we move on to I don't know. What does the internet say happened next? Because I turned it off. You had turned it off.
All right. So we got Luger and Savage. It's our main event.
Sorry, narcolepsy's kicking in again.
At least with the side I'm looking at, it has the time of the match. So, question for all of you watching in podcast land and listening on the YouTube. How did the Jericho and Bagwell match go almost 4 minutes longer? Actually, a little over 4 minutes. Let me see. Yeah, almost 5 minutes longer than your main event. Why
Bad
was this your
booking.
main event? Yeah, bad booking. That was. This is. I don't. I don't get it.
Who went over?
Macho. And I guess it's
Ooh.
apparently after Randy Anderson got knocked out, so Buff kind of wakes him up and he counts the pin.
Okay. I don't know. This whole show has left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't care. I really don't care. Starcade's coming up. You have Bret Hart and you never even saw him tonight.
Nope.
I know he only does so many like Nitros. But you know what? It's time for his first Starcade
Mm-hmm.
where he might actually do something instead of just being, okay, well, shut up. All right, Arnold, is this show over yet?
According to this, no. Um, Hogan and Sleazy E returned to the ring and cut another promo on Sting to get ready for Starcade. And there's another present for Hogan. And apparently Bret Hart does show up
No,
in the
there we
yeah,
go.
shows up in the limo with the Nitro girls from NWO or whatever. And he comes toward the ring. Hogan opens up his gift, and it's his head in a box. And crowd at this point apparently does not give a damn.
I don't.
Bret Hart just stands there, looks at Hogan, doesn't say anything. Sting appears on the entrance and zip lines over Hart into the ring. Hogan freaks out and takes a powder. And good night. That's it.
Okay, so we get Hogan and Sting, a Starcade, Bagwell and Luger, Giant and Kevin Nash. Scott Hall is going to watch Larry Zabisco fight Sleazy E. I don't care about the rest because I can tell you right now, after this episode, I'm not buying Starcade. I'll watch the results when they show up. But you've botched this show so bad that I won't watch the main show.
Nah. Nope.
All right. So as for this show, is it anybody out there is going to be surprised when I say this show gets an F? And the only reason I'm not going to say F minus is because those first two matches were watchable. Good. I mean, they were good matches. At least I thought. I thought both were. I think you thought one was, and then the Luchador. I think you liked a little better than I did. But oh my god, it is go home for Starcade, and you made me not want to watch Starcade.
Yeah. That's pretty much
That's
where I was.
that's the anti booking.
Yeah. And it was just weird because it's like the first hour was kind of, business as usual. It's a go home show. Let's just, throw some matches out there, get ready to, push some storylines in the next week. And then it's just like the show went completely off the rails. It went from WCW Nitro to NWO, let's be real, sold out. And it's just kind of like, you know, sold out didn't really work as a concept the way they wanted it to. What made them think that this was going to do it? I don't get it.
I'm I've got nothing for you, Arnold. This was the worst. I think this might be the worst Nitro. I don't know if it'd be the worst show we've ever watched. Because I mean, when we started off, there were fake dentists running around still.
Yes. And also fake Kevin Nash's and
So
Scott Hall's.
yeah. So I'm not gonna say it's the worst we've ever watched. It could be up there easily, but this gets a straight F easily for me.
Oh yeah. Like no, this was it was hard to get through. This is a very hard show to get through. So I'm inclined to agree with that F grade.
It was a slog and a half. So are we buying Nitro or Starcade?
Honestly, had I not watched until this episode, the answer is probably no. But at the same time, from watching, I'm kind of like, well, I wouldn't mind seeing how this Hogan Sting thing pays off, but this one would make it hard for me to justify buying the pay per view.
Agreed. Agreed. All right. Well, that was Nitro from Hell, the Nitro from Hell, December 22nd, 1997. Um, yeah, don't watch it. It was an F. It was effing awful. Awful, 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 times six.
Mm, it's a lot of awful,
Yeah.
but somehow not enough.
All right, Arnold. If somebody watched this and they want to reach out to us and tell us just how great this episode was, how can they reach us?
Well, you can reach us on the emails at AEWR316 at gmail.com. Don't worry, I don't think Yahoo's going to take it over anytime soon. So shouldn't be down for maintenance.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Uh, Me and Arnold are sponsoring a local wrestler at my local um promotion, Route 33 Wrestling. You can look them up on socials. Pretty sure there's only going to be one Route 33 Wrestling. It's the one I talked about a while ago that I took pictures at. It's good. It's actually pretty good wrestling. None of this like indie darling, flippity floppity, blade everywhere. It's family friendly, um, which I like it. I thought it was really good. Probably going to go back. Oh, I'm definitely going to go back. I got a ticket now. And actually, I don't really need a ticket because I'm just going to take pictures again. But yeah, so yep, yep, yep. All right. So that was pretty cool. Tyler Grayson was the wrestler that we adopted. I think that's how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Shout out
is
Tyler
pretty cool.
Grayson.
Yep. I've never seen him. I thought his gear looked pretty cool. So yep.
Oh yeah.
Um, I keep saying it, and I'm going to sit down and do it one day. Make a Facebook group for the podcast so we can chat, talk with our fans. I need to, since we don't use the Hellscape Nazi tweeting thing anymore, Nazi tweet. I don't even look at it anymore, so I'm not going to promote it anymore unless it gets taken over by a decent, normal human being. Um, Other than that, I don't know if we have anything else to say, Arnold. Do we?
Not that I can think of. No.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm tired. This one was the worst I've ever tried to. I'm sitting here trying not to fall asleep. It was that bad. The review, if the host is trying to not fall asleep, hopefully you listening to it, it's better. Hopefully, I know for a fact that we made this more entertaining than what it actually was.
Oh yeah. And honestly, it didn't take much.
No, Ben Stein could have read the card and it would have been more entertaining. All right, Arnold, take us home.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, that was WCW Nitro / NWO Nitro from Macon, Georgia. December 22nd, 1997. I have been the man with the velvet vocal cords, Arnold, and with me, as always, my tag team partner, the not one, not two, but the 3-time Armchair Booker of the Year, reigning and defending, the Big Drewski. And we are lying on our backs, staring up at those lights. 1, 2, 3. What are you doing?
I don't know. Counting weird. The show sucks so bad. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Peace.
Disco sucks.
Bye, YouTube.